faceless, but I'm not maceless.
Prepare for battle.
Welcome back to game number 1, Boom versus TnC.
Oh baby.
Lower bracket time. It's happening.
I'm pretty excited. I think this game, it's sort of weird because there's a couple long cooldowns. I was hoping for like a super skirmishy one. I don't know if we're gonna get that. It feels like it might be more of those like win huge fight than either like you can take the objective afterwards or you're just chilling. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It's not as brawly as I would have expected out of these two rosters. I can definitely agree with that. But whenever they do want to brawl, it will be long fights because both teams have relatively tanky cores. You've got Viper and Mars and Faceless Void on the side of TnC. These heroes do not get bursted down easily. And on the side of Boom, you've got Timbersaw, DK, and Spectre. Same type of situation. And then obviously the supports are more than happy to enable that. The Oracle on the side of Boom. And the Lich is still a big question mark for me. I don't know what the value is in a Lich that provides that, you know, most other supports don't provide. Really the main thing I saw was that one Grimstroke Lich game with the Chain Frost combination. But
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
The other thing that you could maybe see in this instance is going to be like keeping the heroes off of your towers a little bit more because they saw the Timbersaw early. They know that they want to pressure, so you're going to have that frost shield there to keep the towers alive maybe a little bit longer than you would have had them come out. But yeah, I don't know if that makes up for it. Like if you're going to do that, maybe it's more worth it to get a tree, but maybe you need that extra bit of damage. So it's like kind of a halfway mark. I'm not sure. God, that was a lot of damage on the photo.
Yeah, if you linger around in that nether toxin, it's gonna hurt. Meanwhile, Armel takes a couple of tower shots, but
it's like up top trying to set up for some pressure, maybe? Yeah, they have one person tower. Hyde that's coming over to block the camp, so the pulls going on, and in the meantime, Gabby, in whatever farm he can, it's the FBZ Timbersaw.
you said this was a classic. Is this really a classic, or are you just saying that?
Is what a classic.
FBZ Timber?
Yeah, I think that it's one of his most played, at least. I don't have my phone on me right now, otherwise I would have looked up the stats, but I think he's... it's a phrase that I have used a lot, FBZ Timber.
It sounds familiar on the tongue?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think the only way that that happens is if it's a Dota match. And
Tell me you're not at the grocery store and you're like, these FBZ Timbers look very ripe right now.
no, yeah, no.
Also, if anyone's curious, currently Gods is defending our bunker. Heard some gunshots, heard some stabbing sounds, heard some dismemberment. I'm sure he's fine, but he should be back soon.
He seems like the type of person that could get down with it, you know?
Oh yeah, you see his wingspan, he's got that reach. Oh, might see? There's the alarm.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
Yeah, we've set up the perimeter, we've electrified the fences, we've got the Tesla coils set up, but even then sometimes defenses do get penetrated, and at the end of the day, the last line of defense is us.
It's gods.
It's gods.
That's right.
Acts of gods.
You know, it's the Australian in them. That's what it is. They learn how to fight as children.
What other country has a rugby as one of their primary sports?
Yeah, that's right.
Rare to see one of those beasties tame.
Whenever I hear these like longer extended Mars lines, it just like, it takes me out of it for a second, you know what I mean? They're so good. And it's just like, I want to hear more of what this person has to say.
We're gonna get another solid voice acting performance, hopefully, at the end of this month with another new hero.
Oh yeah! I forgot about that. Is it only one or is it two?
Valve's only promised one.
Okay.
Who knows?
I already have the voice acting for a certain Mr. Aghanim, so that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. You know, they had that line for Starega or whatever his name is, you know, whenever
Starega the Ample?
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, if there's going to be, if Aghanim's does end up becoming, like, a hero that you can play, if there's going to be, like, a line where Tiny is actually his son or something.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Oh,
The lore.
I see what you've implied, and that troubles me deeply.
Has been killed.
Well, I mean, that's what Aghanim was saying in his voice line.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Starega Aghanim's the amorous. Here we go.
Guys, welcome back. We've been trying to find some way to keep things entertaining because it's been a slow laning phase. You have not missed a great deal while you were out defending us against the monsters.
Yeah, I thought. Oh,
Did you not get all of them?
I thought they were monsters. No, they were friendly. They
okay.
they just brought the latest Monster Energy shipment for the bunker.
I see.
Got it. That's the monster.
They heard we're running low, so we're good to go now. We're stocked up once again.
Thanks, monster.
Yeah, they're different kind of monster.
Well, you got back just in time for first blood.
Yeah, look, the teams they were on board with it. They knew we needed like a 5-minute peace treaty, and they're ready to play now.
It's looking really even.
Yes. Although 5 minutes is about to drop, and no one is even near the bounty runes, kind of. I guess the top one might
That's
be
a hasted
contested.
Viper, though.
Oh, he's zooming.
Move.
All right, 4 bounty runes go the way of TnC, actually.
Yeah, he zones him away and then invades. But Secure give up the kill.
Worthwhile.
That's just a vintage KP.
Getting 4 bounties is worth giving up the kill for.
Dire's structures are fortified.
We have been seeing this Viper do like a good amount of damage
Oh,
to
boy.
Makoto. Like this is pretty. Is he dead? It's taking
Quite, but close.
Oh, he has to fairy fire for it.
And that Viper was just about to hit level 6 too. Oh, he's hit level 6.
Ooh.
He's gonna skill up his ultimate here.
About it.
Assume you do. It does cost a chunk of mana, but he's got the bottle. He's got plenty of mana to use.
It's interesting because like with how much harassment you're able to do, is
Whoa.
Gabby just goes down.
Must have been an arrow.
Even still, they've been able to keep.
God,
I haven't heard that line yet. I did. That just convinced me to play more Dire Tide.
I'm gonna go get Dire Tide. That's amazing.
Sun up onto Makoto, who's lingering in that nether toxin. Scream for dear life.
I can't believe it's in Dota.
It's a great.
So good.
I love it.
It is a game full of some horror creatures, so I guess it makes sense, but wow.
Arrow connects
Nice.
onto the void.
Sick.
He is dead, and he's gonna have to walk a shame his way back. And a TP is canceled by the Viper. He did end up skilling up his ultimate.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Giant wave, catapult under tower.
Hyde heard us praising Q's Mirana. He's like, I can do better than that.
Yo.
Yo.
Everybody just keeps coming back to
This tower
die.
is very, very dead.
This shield is nice, but it's not nearly enough.
Jeez.
And that's just a lot of farm and XP missed out on at the tower there. That Void is be really suffering for that.
And that wasn't even like a
Dire's top tower
DK
is
Dragon
under
Form
attack.
rotation.
Nah.
That was just Mirana arrows after arrows.
I do
Dire's
always
top
wonder at
tower
this
has
point,
fallen.
like, is it worth it to keep going with FBZ? You know what I mean? Like, do you try and push a little bit for the tier 2? I always do, and then I die. But
For
you know,
mid lane Timbers, they can get away with it because they have such a heavy level advantage. Side lane Timbers, not really.
dare to dream. And in spite of that, you know, it's still only like 800 gold between Timbersaw and the Faceless Void.
There's bounty runes, luckily balancing things out a little bit.
And meanwhile, Spectre's just jungling. She has all but abandoned the lane and letting Morris free farm, seeing as how all of her supports went up top. Mirana and Oracle are nowhere to be found, so Spectre's just keeping the safe farm.
Definitely feels like a trade-off where it's, hey, we took this tier 1 tower and
Radiant's
caused a lot of
bottom
problems with
tower is
TnC,
under
but
attack.
Spectre has to go jungle, can't lane against the level 6 Mars with a potential rotation. See Mars pressuring the tier 1 tower a little bit here, with quite the same forte as Boom did in their push.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, but Viper's leaving, and DK is down to Dragon form, I would think, if the mid lane is left unattended.
Yep. It's going to be support duty time to defend this one, but yeah, I imagine. Yeah, DK's popped the ultimate. He's just going to chip away this tower and also chip away at the Snapfire.
Arrow. It's a brutal combo.
Somebody needs to defend. This is a mid tower, yeah. Okay, Mars TP's in it. Cannot afford to give this up, let alone take heavy damage on it is bad enough in itself.
They do end up taking bottom tower by TnC as well, but
he's getting wrapped around on, yeah.
Oh, good positioning though. Like as soon as they see FBZ isn't there anymore, they recognize, okay, there's a chance here that
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
back out.
It's still a little rough for TnC. Like they rotating 2 cores and support to the mid lane just to defend that tower. It is creating space for Gabby, but you don't feel like you're achieving much with these rotations. It's all very reactive.
Yeah, because they can't push mid. They could just defend mid. That's it. Oh, they smoke up.
Okay, that's a good way of using the time and the fact that you're grouped up together here. Because, yeah, I think they want to try find somewhere to use this Mars ultimate.
If they get either of these two, this is great.
Radiant are scanning.
Well, I don't think they're going to.
Scan does miss, but that just means that they're not on the mid lane.
He's over here as well. Aren't underneath a ward, but Tim's is going to reveal himself there.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, got the courier.
Okay. Well, they don't manage to get the bounty.
Dire's middle tower is under
Shadow, are they going to try and fight this? Yeah, they drop down a ward immediately behind it and spot out FBZ, finding themselves this Mars, and they aren't going to stick around for the full kill. KP, he goes down. That's good.
Yeah, minimal commitment. Didn't have to haunt. If they had to haunt, then I would have said that would have been fine, but he's still able to hold on to that ultimate.
Like a, what, TnC with 4 bounties again?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're making some clever moves around the bounty rune timings, but it has been Boom who made just better moves otherwise. Taking that top tier 1 tower, making the rotation towards mid that forced a response.
do you think some of that's just inherent with their draft, though? Like, I feel like Timbersaw is so hard to deal with at these early levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got Timbersaw and you've got DK. They're heroes that force opponents to react, or if they don't react, they just lose towers, and losing a mid tier 1 tower at 10 minutes is not good.
Oh, another arrow. Didn't even need a tail setup.
They get it afterwards.
Very quick to retreat. Kodu didn't even want to get a cheeky right click on the tier 1 tower with his ulti. Will now with the backup, but definitely respecting the Mars arena.
Whole reason that they came there. It is another arrow.
They're getting wrapped on though. There's one behind them, but
Viper, lots of damage. Dreamocel jumps into it too. They already take down one, but they're going to lose the Dragon Knight forward. And Snapfire ultimate going to work. They pop the ulti to save for the moment as Mars starts to drop lower and lower. Gabby trying to chase. They managed to find one stun. Still holding on to that Chronosphere. It looks like Dreamocel's going to go down and hits on the FBZ also. Really good control there from TnC as they will lose 2 cores. Possibly another. Chase down comes, but
Gabby's like, there's creeps, and then his teammate's like, guys, come on, get high. I don't think they know how many leap charges he had, and yeah, he still even got a 3rd one to go, so.
Yeah, she's just wasting time.
Yeah, that was actually the right call from Gabby to start hitting some creeps there, even though his teammates were a bit more gung-ho to go for kills.
Not sure why Boom stuck around after the DK got caught so far away from the Oracle that False Promise to not save him. False Promise level 1 is garbage range, and while he was well positioned to stay outside of the arena, he just couldn't make his way to the DK. And then after that, they just stuck around. They knew Chrono was available, but Boom was still like, yeah, we could probably take this fight.
I don't know if they saw him. I'm not sure if they saw him coming in, but they might have missed that. Regardless, yeah, Gabby. Oh.
Was he TPing to an outpost? Because I felt like it was a little bit longer than 3 seconds, but maybe not.
Get it.
Just making sport out of wasting Gabby's time.
Or Gabby making some point of wasting his leap charge.
There we go.
You're probably a bit more accurate when it comes to a carry, a carry's time being used and a support's time being used.
Gabby is trying to KB. Oh no. You got the way though?
Yep.
Gabby's on the case. He knows what's coming. Gets the farm, gets out of dodge.
Yeah. Spidey senses tingling. Gabby's definitely, I think, been the standout player for TnC this tournament.
Possibly even the standout
Radiant's
carry
bottom
player
tower
of this
is under
tournament, I
attack.
think. I've yet to see like a subpar Gabby game.
And like he loses his tower at like 5 minutes, and he's now top 2, right?
Yeah.
Like
Dire's structures
Guy's just
are
killing it.
fortified.
Speaking of which, bounty runes might be coming up in 45
Radiant
seconds.
structures are fortified.
Lich is over nearby, trying to put
Dire's
that frost
top
shield
tower
onto the
is under
towers,
attack.
but looks like they're gonna be able to get some really good damage onto that tier 2, below half HP. Really anything used afterward. So this 15-minute mark, next round of bounty runes coming up. It feels like Spectre's probably going to try and farm up using that blade mail and hitting and all that good stuff. The rest of the time, the Makoto and
Radiant are
FBZ
scanning.
connection will take tower after tower.
Yeah, I can see this game slowing down a bit. You know, Radiant's draft does just by nature kind of pressure towers if they want to, but they're not the best Roche taking draft, so there isn't like this, hey, let's go objective to objective, take Roche and then threaten high ground. They will be looking to take all these early towers and map control, but they're looking to do that to enable Spectre to
top tower
farm up and
is under
become this late
attack.
game threat. So both teams will be kind of gearing up for hitting some more mid to late game timings here.
I was just about to say how much I like this Void build. Why you gotta ruin it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It's
attack.
on the eye of the beholder, you know. It is. For the wraparound, sneaky. Find themselves one. Whitemon gonna get jumped on right at the start, and Dreamocel secures that kill. Arrow just not able to connect. Gabby still nearby. They have Chrono available. Rena's already down. And going to be saved by the Oracle for the moment. Still going to be taking a lot of damage there. The Spectre, but the chase forward comes for Armel. Gabby jumps forward. Chrono going to land now onto 2. The Spectre just sidesteps over to the other angle, and Armel going to drop eventually. So TnC losing 3 heroes. Gabby trying to back away.
Might be a Blink Dragon Tail, so
Might get him. Done. Chase down Chain Frost though with the blade mail. Oh my god, the damage! It's not enough though. Able to back away with Makoto. He's still living for the moment to chase though, and they managed to find the final touch. And Mortimer's gets it, doing so much damage. Oh my god, Dreamocel, and they're screaming in pain as they bring down the Spectre.
they're not done yet. Maybe Gabby's gonna be a little bit careful. The arrow coming in. Oh no, Gabby!
Oh, put the save. Oh, it's not enough. Oh, everybody's respawning again. Get away! Run! Hide! Get out of there! It looks like the Timber Sun's gonna go down as well. There is no savior.
Being chased. Well, the cookie a little bit off.
What are we watching? The fight.
He's Hyde's dead too now. He's out of leap charges.
11 heroes dying. As yeah, that's gonna be another
Yeah,
one.
we're gonna need a team fight recap on that one. I don't know if it's gonna be able to
There better be
account for.
skulls on everyone.
Yeah.
Mars. No, Mars did not
Snapfire
die.
died twice.
Yes.
Because Snapfire, it was the Snapfire and somebody else who died, respawned, and then came back and won them the fight. The Lich, yeah, the Lich Chain Frost.
Murana also died twice, I think.
Yes, that makes sense.
So 12 heroes ended up dying in that fight.
Mars is the only one. who
Mars
ain't
didn't die at all, right?
Nah.
Okay, so 9 heroes died, 2 of them died twice.
Yeah.
Well, no, the Marana too. Marana died twice.
Yeah.
And the Lich died twice.
I think Lich only died once, or did Lich die a second time?
Oh, wait, we can see. Call.
I saw one Lich. I see two Lich deaths.
All right.
Well, whatever the case, still less than a 1k net worth advantage for TnC after all that.
Who won that? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's honestly very even. No BKBs were spent. Equally large cooldowns were spent on both sides.
I would say some slightly TnC favored because, yeah, in the end it was like, you know, Viper getting some cleanup kills and ending up top net worth. Like, I'm looking at where like the key heroes are net worth wise after the fight.
You know who really won? Viewers. Yeah, that's really good. This is the type of game that I was hoping. So yeah, very happy to see. I'm sure. Ooh, good TP up by Kescu. Is he alive? Living in the fountain, I think. Oh wait, he didn't go to the fountain. What?
It's still fun.
I don't know. Player, the salve.
Double raindrop kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Keeping the salve on the Oracle is so
Radiant's
nice.
top
Oh yeah,
tower is under
arguably
attack.
the best shovel hero in the
Dire's
game, I would
bottom
say.
tower is under
It ends up
attack.
being 800 health over the course of the False Promise when you double it. And you're always going to get
Radiant's
the
top
full duration
tower
as
is
long as you
under
hit it on
attack.
them. Good stuff.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
20-minute mark coming up now in just a moment.
Radiant structures
Another little gander at these
are
bounty runes. Looks like Boom should be able to find a couple of them.
Radiant's top
Says the
tower
map.
is under attack. Dire's
Claim
bottom
one more tower.
has fallen. Radiant's top
Easy
tower
top
has
net worth
fallen.
right now for Boom.
Radiant's
And that Timber is
courier
indeed
has
going to go
been
for that
killed.
Greaves to
Dire's
deal with
bottom
the
tower is
nuisance
under
that is
attack.
time dilation from Faceless Void.
Mine fulfilled.
Oh,
Radiant's middle tower
pop
is under
ulti right there
attack.
to farm up some. Well, okay.
Fairly passive play coming out once you start throwing dragon from farming, but I think the call for Boom is like, okay, that was a very chaotic fight that nobody really won. Let's make sure we win the next fight, which we want our Manta style, we want the BKB on
Radiant
Dragonite. Let's
are
get our
scanning.
key items before we take the next big fight.
It's still been 25 kills in 20 minutes too,
Yeah.
so. But yeah, Greaves already done. Wow, with the hood. He's super farmed.
And TnC themselves, they're going to have their next round of items before the fight. Looks like they're going BKBs on both Gabby and Darmel, so double BKBs. Looking to make some plays themselves soon. I think the big challenge for TnC is just trying to make sure that the hero they go on actually dies playing against an Oracle, or that they can actually get on top of the Oracle to stop that False Promise save from happening. The way they lose fights is if they throw too many spells on some kind of frontline DK or Timbersaw who just gets False Promise.
And they get Dreamocel. Oh, nice haunt. And Faceless Void farming on the other side.
Not going to go for a crown now.
Dire's bottom tower is
So
under
Mortimer's
attack.
Kisses and Arena use. But I guess haunt as well.
Yes.
Farming getting towards that Manta.
Neither team is particularly good at taking Roche either. So they're just dancing around these fights, and there's no other objectives that you can really force. You just need to find a fight before you can start taking towers.
Yeah, even like the DK Timbersaw, they're good at taking towers early game, but mid game they're not like... They do push, but they're not amazing pushing.
Your ward down. Like Shadow. It looks like Boom aren't going to try and test the luck.
Yeah, I'd like to see TnC go for another move. I think when Arena's back, it's a much shorter cooldown than the Haunt. They can actually take a team fight, because the only way Spectre can show up is if she's there already. So utilizing the long Haunt cooldown be in their interest.
Good.
Yep, they got one. It's the call.
Dire's
They've
bottom
got all their
tower
ultimates,
is
they're
under
ready to
attack.
go, and Spectre will not be able to haunt in. Coda's just potentially going to get caught out here, but he's got the high ground.
He has Blitz too. Oh, turns for the stun.
BKB, arrow follow-up.
God, that's so much damage. He's just dead. Not the fight that they wanted to take on TnC.
Looking for a crown. The problem is here, now that they know that everyone's here, Spectre's just going to walk over because she doesn't have haunt, so TnC are going to be forced to fully get out.
Oh, and White Mon. Oh, they missed the chains, but still the chase down coming from high. Yule Scepter lift up. still have Chrono available if they want to use it, but the stun turn on Gabby, taking down the rest of their team. Shane Frost doesn't bounce at anybody.
Getting outplayed here in this team fight. TnC just kind of getting picked apart one by one. Sims will be the third casualty. At this point, they just need to make sure there's no more.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Oh,
Dyer's
some really nice moves here.
Yeah, Dakota's positioning on the high ground there. Able to just, that insta-stun doesn't really exist, so he's always going to be able to get that BKB off, and then once they know where the Void is, they just make sure they don't group for a Chronosphere.
Yeah, it's so awkward for KP to initiate, because as soon as he arenas, then BKB is going to come out from Makoto and he'll just walk out of it.
Gabby? I mean,
Dyer's middle
right
tower
there.
is under attack.
And the problem is, Makoto, he can get that instant initiation off that can prevent BKB with a Blink Dragon Tail, which leads into an arrow, and that's when KP, I mean, he hasn't got a BKB, but even if he does have a BKB, he can just straight up die, so much harder for TnC to play these team fights, it feels like.
Elimination match, game number 1. Boom, so far, looking pretty good. Still got to be wary. I mean, Void late game is good stuff so far.
Wow, dagger on Oracle.
Back.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how you win fights easily as TnC now.
Scanning.
Don't do well against these BKBs. Like, I feel like right now, Boom's BKBs are more impactful than TnC's.
Oh my god, they destroyed him.
The old arena and walk out of your arena.
Tim's is just gonna die too. Look at these guys. Unbelievable. Whitemon's gonna die one by one by one.
Yeah, I mean, he came around and just don't care about BKBs when they can just blink it and stun you instantly. Yeah, TnC's ability to take team fights. It really comes down to getting like a perfect Chronosphere, which Boom has not given any openings for.
To me, this speaks to what you were talking about before, too. That Viper's a bad hero, you know?
Ah, yes.
I do recall this conversation.
The age-old. Like, good Viper game, but terrible Viper hero conundrum.
Like, you've got this Chronosphere, and they just have no damage to throw into it. And, like, Viper is just offering nothing, it feels. Not that, you know, it's necessarily the player or anything, it's just the hero.
I'm fully in the camp where Viper is kind of unpickable, and even he's still not even favored to win games where it's the perfect Viper game and he counters 3 heroes. It's still he still feels like a liability. He counters 3 heroes with break,
but I still don't know about it.
Yeah, it's.
Imagine how Viper looks in a game where break isn't useful. Maybe if they made break good BKB.
That would be way too good.
Well, and the thing too is like Viper's 25 ends up being
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
I think that ability
with
is
the silence.
The silence is really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
But it's 25, and even then, it's like, yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, everyone. I
Dyer's
mean,
top
25
tower
people have
is under
4
attack.
staffs and BKBs too, though.
Right.
But
That 15 people have 4 stats in BKBs.
Yeah.
Which makes
Dyer's
this
top
Viper
tower
so...
is falling.
Yeah, it's a liability for sure. That's the best way to describe it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
6,000 gold lead at 27 minutes. Everything right now coming up. Boom. Do they find him?
we did see the offlane Viper game in CIS where we were super skeptical. It did lose, but it looked okay in the end.
I stopped listening when you said it did lose.
It did lose, yes. Yeah, no, I think there's still some problems here with the Viper theory.
A little bit. It's like, at that point, you might as well just pick it in a support role, just explain it only for the break.
Yeah, if support Viper was viable, he'd be a great hero. Because that's literally the only reason you're picking him is for the break. His lane dominance, like, he did well in the mid lane versus DK, sure. But lots of mid laners do well versus DK.
And he didn't shut down the DK.
Yeah.
Viper's like the old Viper was the mid lane dominator. The Viper nowadays doesn't actually crush mid 1v1 matchups.
For sure.
I miss that old Viper. Go like 4-4-0.
Yeah.
You know?
Face on keyboard and you'll probably win mid. Wow.
Look at this guy.
You really want to push.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's like...
I don't think Chain Frost is winning the many fights, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
It's true. And like the real problem is that this game doesn't get easier, I don't think. Let's see.
Yeah. They at no point have any solution to a 5-second BKB. It's not even the 10-second BKBs that are issues. It's just the presence of a BKB in general.
So it's not top of blade. BZ comes back in, gonna take back.
How dare you take back your own outpost?
I mean, jump forward, stun.
Nice arrow.
Oh wow, this might be. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Potentially, we'll see.
Yep.
Whitemont's gonna be chased down here. Well, he gets hit, he gets killed. Dreamocel double kill, and it does not appear that they're leaving.
Nor should they.
There's just no place they can make.
Timbersaw kills off the Viper again. Armel, no opportunity for him to do anything.
There are 4 heroes in the arena, and they're like, all right, sweet.
What are you gonna do about it?
I feel like we're also going to be repeating ourselves, but again, it's a draft without a reliable initiation, a stun that just loses because they can't make any plays. In this case, you know, yeah, they've got 2 kind of initiations with Chrono and Mars Arena, but they're both big, long, ulti cooldowns, and neither's like a instant stun kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, and that's, again, like, not that this was a huge part of it necessarily, but like, I think that's why we've been seeing so many of the spirits. And that's why we've been seeing so many, all these other things.
Tiny,
Right.
Clockwork.
Clock, Rubik.
There's a reason these heroes
It's a side out. Even like some of like the Sand King type things have looked good at times.
Yeah, Sand King. That hero's better.
He's dying to the illusions.
Not good.
Dreamcel's got a minute and a half left on the Aegis. He doesn't even care.
But they're chasing now.
Oh.
Arrow. And they move on in. Broken, so no diversion.
She wants to die. She wants mana back.
Get in there. Real low. Break looking okay there. Now FBZ comes in the clutch. Takes down the Lich. That's about the end of it. Game is very hard.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, so let me go back to the draft. What was the pick order for TnC? Snap.
So this Frost Shield has not been particularly useful against DK Spectre.
Dire's bottom tower.
You know, if they went into like a super heavy physical damage core, then you're maybe looking at this Frost Shield as being a bit more impactful.
Which I do believe Undying was Undying Grimstroke first phase banned by Boom.
Haircut.
8.5 with max reactive armor stacks.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
KB is going to be the pickup here, and at least that's going to be some more damage. That's the other thing is like Void itself.
Oh man, and Tim's isn't even going for an Aghanim Scepter, he's going for a Vessel, so instant initiation won't even come from him.
Right? Bots out. Snapfire. And follow-up stun. And you're done.
At least we weren't a what? A bed?
Abed.
At least we weren't Abed?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
That's what it sounded like. I would like to be Abed in that situation.
Found him. TP out. He's going next. But yeah, TnC, fed high ground. Hopefully you can get into like, I guess like a rapier or something for Void, and that's how you win this game, maybe?
Yeah, they're kind of just in hope for the best. Let's sit back,
Dire
go for
are
maybe some
scanning.
Hail Mary smokes, or just wait for them to come high ground and hope for mistakes.
Radiant are scanning.
We need them grouped up for Chronosphere into Mortimer's Kisses with Nether Toxin on them.
While they haven't activated BKB.
Correct.
Because yeah, BKB's activated, all of that's off the table other than Chrono and right clicks.
And the Boom frontline here is just so goddamn tanky. Like, you smoke into them and suddenly you find a Timber DK and you're like, do I Chrono these guys? Like, can we kill them? I don't think so.
That's why
Spectre? Like,
it's why
DK? Oh, it clipped our Mel, but I don't think it gave vision.
like, if you hit a Chrono on the 3 Boom cores, like, which ones actually die, even if they don't have BKB up?
No. Whoa.
Map hacks. Map hacks. BKB?
No TP. It clears the creep wave. Nice. Maximum efficiency.
Minus the range.
Minus the range creep. He could have
80% efficiency.
He could have squeezed in one more right click.
Yeah.
I think that was his like 10-second BKB, 9-second BKB.
Good use for it, though.
It was a 9-second BKB. Wow. Okay.
All right. So Dragonite is very big and ready to jump on people. Z grouping up with the rest of his team. Guess you could just wait for the next Roche.
Yeah. I don't think they have to, but why not?
Yeah. The safe way to go.
35-minute bounties.
Oh, and I guess they have in 2 minutes the next tier of new.
Yeah, it feels like Boom are just, they've got the whole map that they're farming, all their cores are progressing, AC coming soon, whereas TnC are just getting little scraps here and there, so no rush to break high ground. Mentioned Roshan, bounties, neutral items, all these things coming up soon, or have just come up, so.
Mid lane, they're kind of grouping up like they want to do something, but
That, it feels like they're going to have to Chrono and use all their ultimates, and that's to kill one hero. And then it's like,
that's
okay.
that's if Oracle's not there.
Yes. That too. And then it's like, even let's say if Oracle's not there and you kill that DK or Timbersaw, what next? Like, do you get an objective out of it? Do you get a Roshan out of it? Like, your lineup doesn't take Roshan, it doesn't push towers. And also, I'm pretty sure, I feel like Boom could fight you 4 versus 5 when your ultimates are down. So, yeah, it just feels really tricky for TnC with how far behind they are.
And I always think about this, like, normally Timbersaw is like, okay, we can wait and he's going to fall off. You know, freaking Spectre, they have a really hard DK, and Timber's crazy big. Like, I don't know if it actually is going to fall off. I don't think it is.
I don't feel like
Smoke up is 5.
do they turn around or that's the awkward moment. We're smoked. Now what do we do?
Do we lose now or do we lose in 10 minutes?
I guess fight around this ward is kind of a cool idea. This feels like a last hurrah.
Yeah, it's a somewhat desperate idea, but it's one that may be one of their best bets. You got to do something a little bit out there to catch them by surprise. They're just charging at the Spectre. They see Spectre top, they're charging at him, but the smoke was
Oh, and Mirana saw, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she actually
I don't
saw.
think
Yeah, I don't think so.
It popped Tim's thing.
No.
Neil's pink coming into play.
God. Yeah, the Australian thing, that's right. Oh, chase down now. Dreamocel's moving in after him.
Fight looks very discombobulated for TnC. It's the recipe for disaster.
Yeah, everything's falling apart. This is feeling incredibly difficult. Narmel's gonna die in his BKB.
So is the other.
Oh, the chase down comes through. 4 are dead. 1 more to fall, and that should just be it. Unreal. Alright, run away. Get out of there. Oracle's chasing him.
They've got buybacks, they've got Chrono, so they might not call it, but I think we know it, the viewers know it.
Mars knows it.
Yeah.
Dire structures are
This one's over.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The potential dieback, the cookie was not enough to dodge the arrow, and the Viper
Boy,
is
back.
down.
He could Chrono 4 heroes.
And there we go.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
You set that up perfectly.
Stop time, please.
Wow, I was not expecting it to be so dramatic.